Welcome to the 12th chapter with Leeds United. We're going to possibly make a 2-match save chapter because the possibility of ensuring that we get direct promotion will happen in this match. We are in second place, 2 points ahead of Fulham, 3 points ahead of QPR. If we win and neither of them win, we are going to be promoted directly with this match. If anything else happens, direct promotion is going to be still in the air. We'll go into the match for which the team is chosen, with Pablo Hernandez starting behind the striker because Amusaid is injured. So Cibicki takes Pablo Hernandez's place in the left wing, and Pablo Hernandez goes to the center. The last game is going to be against QPR, who hopefully will be out, as well as Fulham, or maybe not. And I should have this as personalized. I don't know why I did some personalized instructions, but they were lost. We will risky passes, and that's going to be all. Oh yes, inside forward. Because he's off the ball. Well, it's not that, it's quite good. I might change that later. Basong starts because Jansson has normal injury risk, and I've had a number of small injuries before this match. I don't want to take risks for the next match, and this is going to be more offensive than defensive. Opposition instructions, see, they are a deep, so that means I will do this instead of the usual get Pablo Hernandez to drop deeper. I will encourage Forza to move forward, and also Pablo Hernandez. Also, I realized that for all these chapters I basically not done anything in regards to what was the main purpose, that is to speak a bit of how I see things could be programmed into a game. So in this chapter I will speak a bit on decisions and vision. And if I was to program this, I would say vision would be a measure of how wide is the angle in which a player is able to see, and what distance he sees clearly what is happening. Yes! We got ahead. We have a chance to be there. So, let's say here, imagine a player that is at the point I'm in the cursor here, and he has a very low vision. We are going to fight it out only against Fulham. It seems QPR will not be playing for anything. That is a good thing. Well, I was saying, imagine a very low vision, 1. Then in that, a player with 1 will only show a very narrow angle, so the cone of vision he would have will not reach, if we extended it as far as we wanted, to see anybody in the penalty area. And it wouldn't also see clearly a player that would be, say, at the middle point between the opposite side of the area and the other opposite sideline right in front of him, because he would not be seeing far and not be seeing wide. A player with normal vision could see up to somebody in the penalty area and the player in the other side of the area as well, and in the middle point between area and sideline, for example. And so he would be more likely to see the striker in the middle making a run or getting free around the penalty area, the penalty spot. Whereas a player who had maximum vision, for example, he could be seen being aware of what happens even to the sides, and very far he would be more than to the other sideline. He might even see somebody in their own area. And for example, in the case of a goalkeeper or a centre back, we'll continue after the changes, or we do them. Well, Cibicki can play there, and Bozok can't play there, but I don't care. They're going to be dropping deeper. No, I think I will undo those changes. The bug will indeed be a bit less adventurous. Instead of changing the duty, I will change the role. Cibicki will change the duty. Forza will no longer get further forward, move into channels or run from position. Instead, he will hold position. And Pablo Hernandez will need to provide some support. And the whole team will take less risks. Oh, and also move to the sides, and well, it will work in the sense that a center back with good vision, who had the ball and wanted to get it away, he could be able perhaps to see the striker all the way up there and send a long through ball for him to latch onto and get a counter attack doing, while a center back or would instead be doing a hurried hoofing off the ball, because he doesn't see the, and I hide that play. Ramming it straight at the other player in front of his nose. That's stupid. I mean, passer happens a lot of times. It doesn't happen all the time in real football. It doesn't happen, but not that often. Several times every match. I don't see it several times any match. I see that in real football once every many matches. It can happen. It's not the same as it happens all the time. Well, anyway. And with that we draw in with Fulham and are still ahead with quite the difference in goals, so still a win against QPR should place us ahead of Fulham. But a draw won't be enough anymore, because if we had won this game, a draw will make them need to win their match for more than 15 goals. I'll be back with the next match and continuing with the explanation, this time the decisions. I almost forgot to record the second match. This is the starting team that I picked, with Samu Said still touched. Eiling starts to the right because I don't want to be too risky in the defense, and somebody who has also mind as central defender is good there. Otherwise the same as before. So vision, I already said that the way it is described, the player sees more choices is simply because there is more area of the pitch that he sees, and therefore there are more players there and more choices to make for him. Then what is decisions? How would I code decisions? That's more a tricky thing, but it could be more or less the equivalent of a chess engine, where evaluating the different worth of positions and players of the players. But I see there could be a lot of different things that could be done. Perhaps it would simulate to more or less depth, more or less length of game, yes. What happens with a choice, and the better decision, the more likelihood that the choice with the better outcome is done. Lassoga has picked a bruised head, and the recommendation is to sub him, but I am not going to do that. Struggle to keep possession in the possession half. Regain possession well in the central part of the pitch, so I will make him support. But there is another way that could be done as well, and I think I will try to think more in the terms of setting certain scores to certain things. For example, certain places in the pitch would be have a value that would be higher than others, depending on where. This would be a negative because it's more dangerous. Attacking would be better because it's closer to the opposition goal. Injury trailing, well, for example, around the defensive area it would be more or less penalized because it would be dangerous. Closer to the opposition area would be have a bonus because it's more dangerous to the opposition. Players who have more space and are more free of players around him, more density of our own players would be extras. More density of enemy players would be minuses, and so on and so forth. And so different choices would affect different players and areas, and that would have an score, and the better the decision, the more likelihood the choice with the higher score will be picked. Eilim gets a serious injury, he can't be kept in the field, so he is moved on. Since we are only 14 minutes away, I'm going to bring in Groth for La Soga. That was dangerous. I will be making some changes. A ver, let's see. Control. Not quite retain possession because they have 3 in the middle. We have 3 in the middle. That could prove dangerous. But instead, lower to think better of our choices. Higher. Drop deeper. Remove the offside trap. And that's the changes. So how to implement those ideas for the tactics? There's very little to decision, simply the better decision the player, the better he is. And there's nothing more than that we are through promoted. Let's waste some time to the next, to the Premier Subdivision. So you can't do more than better decision is better player, and that's it. But vision, you can consider where do you place a player, what his footing is that a position where the enemies, the rivals, will show him to the weaker foot or not. And therefore think how the defensive teams and how in your attack that player is going to tend to be looking at. So if you want to do something, if you want, for example, a wing player that is going to have to provide the striker with passes or crosses or whatever distribution you want to have for your striker, and his vision isn't very good, you will want to try to give him the roles and instructions that, considering how the opposition team is defending him, will make him more likely to be facing toward the middle, toward the penalty spot, to where the strikers will be, so he can see them. Whereas if he has more vision, maybe it's not so important to get him in roles and instructions that encourage him facing exactly at the striker, because he will be and then able to know the striker is there without having to be facing him directly. So what change can we do here? A defensive change, except we don't have Amos in the side as I thought. Well, it really doesn't matter. So Wasim Boy in place of Pablo Hernandez, and that's it. If you see the opposition are setting the wingers to the weak foot, you will place the weak foot left in the right, so he's turned to watch the middle by the opposition left back or full back, or rather, or left back. I was specifically speaking about the right winger. And Fulham won, but since we also won, and by the same amount of goals, we are promoted with a team that was expected to finish in the middle of the table. So before anything else, let's save and make sure this isn't lost. So the first season has been the first success I've had in the championship, and the first time I've completed a season without being sacked, and not only being sacked, I've got to get above the expectation, so I think that shows that's a very good success, and that's a hint that my ideas to do things this way do work right. Consider also that I've been managing looking mostly unused what the player attributes are and the instructions that I have for them. I've done very little in regards to getting the roles and the players working together. I've done a little. You've seen that with the changes to the right side player of the midfield duo that allowed the right winger to be more involved in the build-up play. And I've done recently with the striker, where the strikers I thought they were going to good as advanced forward, even if by the game the support target man would be the best for them. But I've decided to make them the blind playmaker, not the blind forward, sorry, because I thought that would fit better with the rest of the team. As advanced forward was perhaps getting them too much isolated from the rest of the team, and solving that could mean unbalancing the defense in other ways, from having too many players forward to keep them connected. Well, in this screen, and none of my players show anywhere in the top 3 of anything. So success in the season, the first time, not counting the very first time I got a team that I play on championship, but that was with Crew in Fm18, that I promoted from League 1, and I moved on to Fm10 very shortly after that, because in the first season I think, because I bought Fm9 late during the life cycle of the game. So when I was around past the half of the first season, overachieving, Fm10 came and I decided to buy it, because the thing is I tried 2 or 3 more times to manage in championship, and the 3 times has been a disaster, a failure. Always sacked, always underperforming, and this shows that it has given me a success much bigger than I ever had in championship. I've had this kind of success in my style in other divisions, but never in something like championship. In divisions that are less competitive, for example, with a team that is not really expected to win, but it's actually better than the reputation of these players are made to think, but their attributes are good, and so forth and so on. So this is going to be all for this chapter. There will be, I think, a second season to see how we do in the Premier. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.